a very great experience working in Capitalfield. As a matter of fact, I started working from the very start, 2003. I'm as old as the company itself. I worked for over 19 years in Capitalfield before I retired in 2021. And my experience in working in Capitalfield is quite memorable. During this period, I was able to get a lot of experience. Like I had earlier said, right from the very scratch, I was there. From when we were just about less than 10 staff, we grew from that to what it is today. And throughout the periods, I was privileged to grow, through the rank from senior manager to executive director of the group when I retired. And during this period, I was privileged at least to be part of all the activities growing subsidiaries. We started as the financial sector. We are virtually playing in all the sectors. So beside even the financial sector where we started, we grew into various sectors like the agro, we are the maritime, virtually in all the sectors. We had played and we played successfully throughout this period. So I was privileged during this period to have played supervisory role over various units under the group. So with that, I believe I've gathered so much experience during my stay in Capitalfield.
Well, my experience has been very eventful. It's actually been a very engaging company to work in, with operating in different sectors of the economy. So it's been a good partner for me. It's been a learning, continuous learning. It tackles and builds up your entrepreneurship spirit, gives you the hunger to do more than where you are. It takes you out of your comfort zone, breaks all forms of barriers for you to know that there are different areas where you can fit in, and the whole thing has actually metamorphosized in me being a better person. So I've left my comfort zone and I'm able to aim and punch further. So it's really, for me, has been awesome working in Capitalfield.
I joined the board about 2 years ago. And when I came into the board, I discovered that, pleasantly, I discovered that Capitalfield is a group of companies that is well led and well governed. We have a very competent board and very active management also. And the board, exercises its oversight very competently and also leads the company very, very strategically. Capitalfield is a medium-sized company. However, it is a business that has a very big company culture and also standards, The group creates a lot of values for its shareholders, which is the financial investors. But in addition to that, it also delivers value to other stakeholders, external stakeholders.
Yeah, Capitalfield impacted me positively. Like I had earlier said, I was privileged to be part of the growing of the group, all the subsidiaries that we have. I started right from the very scratch, and up to the time I retired, it was a couple of years ago. At least that gave me the privilege to play supervisory roles virtually on all the subsidiaries. So over time, I've gathered a lot of experience and trainings. Although Capitalfield is is a company, an academy, I would call it, because so much to learn. We believe in training our staff. We believe in learning. Things happening around and all of that. So there's no one that had left Capitalfield from whatever case that that will be at a loss as to what to be doing. It's a place where the management will not take no for an answer. You got to know that in whatever you are doing, you've got to do your best. So you see everyone trying to strategize around to bring out the best. It's a place where the management can be trusted. The management can be trusted. They want to bring the best out of every staff. While I was working there, I was given the privilege to put in my best. I gave my personal sacrifice, which is just a noble thing one can do anyway. And I was able to gain the trust of the organization. I gained the trust. And of course, that is even what is helping out. When you leave Capitalfield, people will want to trust you because of where you're coming from and what you have to give. They will trust the quality of your services as well.
Capitalfield has actually made me know that it has built up massive hunger in my system. Having a lot of banking, all my life has been in the banking sector. So basically, we know what the training has been very fantastic in the banking sector. But Capitalfield gave me the idea of knowing how now those monies have translated into my accounts in the bank. So by the time you're actually you're marketing customers, you now know that there are great opportunities and how people make money. So Capitalfield has made me very, very knowledgeable in areas where I didn't know before. They actually get you to do things yourself, actually get you to look for greater heights and look beyond what you think you can do. So with the opportunity of having my banking career all these years, so Capitalfield made it easier for me to plunge into this new sector. I actually was among the pioneers that came here to open the regional office, and so we started from ground zero. So we actually moved and broke into the market silently, organically, using our friends and families, our contacts that we actually came with. So we actually built and made ourselves very visible. We broke into the parastatals, we actually broke into the private and the public sector. We have been able to grow it organically, and actually I'm not satisfied where we are, because of course in Capitalfield you can't stay where you are, you keep growing. So we've been able to break into so many transactions, done so many things, moving from strength to strength and plunging into greater heights and plunging into new environments. And we have been able to mostly understand the market in which we are dealing with, because that's going to be the first thing you do in order to make a lot of success stories where you are. So that was one major thing we needed to understand, being different from the market we were coming from. So we made that, we had the understanding, and we now had a plan. And we had a plan, we executed those plans. We had all our tactics in place, and we all plunged in aggressively into the market, and that translated to a lot of success, pockets of success stories, bearing in mind that we're doing various sectors, so actually plunge into all the sectors here in order to grow, and it's actually been a fantastic result so far.
Our relationship is it's very cordial on the board, and even with senior management, we're always in touch with each other. The relationship is very, very professional. Because as a director, you have to, provide the necessary oversight for the company's performance, and also ensures that the corporate governance rules are followed and so on. So I think we have a pretty good relationship. It's a very professional board, so, and before we are directors, some of us are also friends anyway. So it also helps, in the leadership of the company.
I've maintained a cordial relationship. I'm still a stakeholder. I'm a shareholder there, and the relationship is very cordial. It's a place virtually every other day. You must speak to one person, or at least the management. So we're very much in touch, and we're still doing business together.
Yeah, 20 years, any company is a relatively mature business. And therefore, and to survive for 20 years in Nigeria as a corporate organization will mean, especially in the financial sector where we operate, it will mean that there are certain things, or a lot of things that the company is doing right. So my sense is that we should just continue to do what we do, indeed more of what we do. And also the board should continue to exercise oversight and ensure that good corporate governance is in place. And also continue to lead and guide the company in a very strategic manner. Nigerian economic environment is constantly changing. So for any company to endure, you have to re-examine your strategy once in a while to make sure that you are positioned to take advantage of the emerging opportunities in the economy. Another thing we should also do is to put in place a very robust succession plans, because what happens is that if you have a strong leader, as we do in Capitalfield, the founder of the group, so to speak, the main arrowhead for the founding of the group is still the one leading the company. So you want to prepare the company for an era where he will no longer be there. So you need succession planning. You need to groom up leaders who have the same vision as the founder, so that the company can continue to prosper.
Happy 20th anniversary Capitalfield. God bless the group. God bless everyone. I love you all.
Capitalfield, 20 years, more going, fantastic place to work in. You need to come on board. You need to partner with us. Happy 20 years anniversary Capitalfield.
Happy 20th anniversary Capitalfield.
Happy 20th anniversary Capitalfield. We love you.